Hey there, and welcome back to my garage. Today's challenge is going to be to get more windows in the car. So the rear window, hopefully the windshield in the car so we can be more comfortable when we drive it.
Garage time.
Now I'm already about 5 hours in today. I've been spending time, had the car on the lift, and I've been aligning the fenders, putting in the sealing tape and the seals and getting all the gaps back the way they were. Let me show you that first. This fender has been readjusted and aligned, and also there's a rubber seal that goes between here. Hopefully we'll get some time today to take it outside and take another look at it. But that line there is looking really good with the hood. Same thing on this side. Got this fender adjusted. The heights here on the hood look really even from left to right, but once again, the gaps here are looking pretty nice. So now you're all caught up, and I almost forgot, you guys, I already started taking apart some of the wiring here on this rear window. This window is one of the few items that came with my car. It actually came with the quarter windows as well. And it had a defroster, of which I don't even have the wiring anymore for this defroster. So I am snaking the wires out. This particular one ran up the side and made a connection to these wire tapes. That's for the electric defroster. So I'm gonna throw these in my wire bin. Okay, today has a couple challenges for sure. I want to get the rear window in, and I intend to use the old seal, which is questionable. I want to get the windshield in, and I have a new windshield and a new seal. Now, everyone recommends that you use the Porsche only seal, and it's pretty pricey. I have a seal from an aftermarket company, URO, and I want to see if I can make it work. Okay, this trim is in good condition, but it's already starting to pop out. So I think what's best, if I'm going to reuse this, is to pull it out. This might be a can of worms, but to pull it out, clean up the seal, and then put it back in. The seal looks like it's in good condition too. It's just been sitting outside. So this silicone oil will lube it up and also clean it up. I bet that's a pain to get those wires in. Much easier taking them out. Okay, so as I said, my car has been sitting in the Nevada desert. There's just dirt and just stuff caked all over it. So I'm gonna take this outside, blow it off with compressed air, clean up the glass really well with a razor blade, and just reassemble. Now, if you're curious why I'm not using new stuff here, there's two reasons. One, this is budget build, and I think this stuff is salvageable. If not, I can always go new. And the other reason is I don't want to use this window long term. I prefer not to have the window with these lines in it. So there are years that had windows without lines in it. I don't have the wiring and the switches for defroster. It's eliminated, never to be seen on my car again. Also toying with the idea of running a plexiglass window in the back. This is pretty heavy. I would probably say 15 pounds or so. And it's one of those things that's high up in the car. You'd like to eliminate weight on the rear and high up on the car. So this would be a good candidate for plexiglass. Also the quarter windows, plexiglass. That's why I haven't rejuvenated the rubbers on those yet either. I think this window is a little beyond glass cleaner. It's really gritty. So I'm going to use the small polisher and a little bit of polishing compound. If anyone knows a way to polish these lines off, I would be interested in removing them. I don't think this polish is going to do it, but I'm curious what would happen if we scraped it, if that's just going to make it worse or not. So for now, I'm just going to clean it. So that's the unpolished side, just cleaned with Windex or whatever. This is the polished side, and it's pretty good. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this on camera. There's, like in this corner here, there's buildup on the corner. So the polish didn't quite cut through there. There's a section right there it didn't cut through. And then this general area right here has just got a little bit of haze to it. So it just needs another round. But in most cases, it's pretty nice. And it did seem that either the sun or the polish has thinned out the lines here in the middle. They're a little more pronounced on the ends than they are in the middle. I'm not sure why that is, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. Like I said, this is not my long-term window. This is just to get me kind of through phase one driver condition. I'm a little out of breath. It's finally clean. Not brand new, but like all the neglect has been taken off of it, and there's fingerprints on it. There's going to get more fingerprints on it. I'm not sure you're going to be able to see these scratches right here, but it's pretty badly scratched. And I did use the razor blade on the edges and a little bit in the middle, but I did not do that. I would admit if I did this. This is just got some damage. You can hear it. There are some like diamond-filled compounds, I believe, that would probably take some of those out. But like I said, this is really just to get me on the road. If you guys are wondering what I was using for polishing compound, this is Chemical Guys V34, and it says optical grade. No kidding. And this is pure silicone oil, and it's not supposed to degrade rubber. I have a lot of this left over. This is for RC car shocks, if you guys are wondering. I'm just going to work this stuff in with a toothbrush. Put a little more on there. So I'm using a dentist pick, but I'm not using the sharp end. I'm using the round end just to kind of scrape off the dirt. And it's not perfect. You know, this may all be for practice, but we're about to find out. I can do a little more cleaning once it's on the car, but now it's time to get that trim back in there, I think. I just hit the trim real quick with some metal polish on a rag. No power tools or anything, and just got most of the dirt off. The tape will only stick to itself. It's on there now. It looks pretty good. The corners, you know, the trim tries to poke up just a little bit on the corners, but it's snapped in. This part looks good. Same thing, the corners are a little bit proud on the trim. This one here is really bad. Might need to be tapped down a little bit. I can see the trim is bending, so it seems like it just needs like a permanent bend right about there. I'm not going to do anything about that yet. This is the lip right here that has to go over the flange in the car. There's lots of different things you can try for pull cords. I'm just going to use this is weed whacker trim. Let's see if it works. All right, because of the roll bar, it's going to be difficult to get in there and pull on the cords. So I put them about as far away as you can get to get started. So I think I'm going to pull the window out and put the cords towards the front of the car. That allows me to get them started with a little bit better access. So I'm going to go inside and use these tools, various picks with hooks and stuff, to pull that rubber underneath the car's flange. And then once the pull strings are out, then they should do the work for me, but we'll see. We have Zach here to help push the window. So probably stand like on the side, Zach, and just give the windshield a push towards the front. Just push it hard.
Keep going?
Yeah, push it. Right where my hand is?
Yeah.
Just push right there. Whoa.
I didn't know you meant like shake the whole car hard.
Yeah, you can push hard. You're not going to break the window. Okay, it's going in. Yeah, the seal is fully in now. I couldn't film all of it. It was a lot of awkward crawling around and pushing and pulling. But I'm going to use a little rubber hammer now and just kind of push these corners down. This one's actually pretty good. This one right here could be pushed down just a little bit. That one's good, and then same thing over here. It just needs to be, you know, kind of pushed in just a tiny bit. You can see the glass is flexing right there, but it's in. Today is a new day. I'm back at it again. I rested after putting the rear window in, kind of gave my back a little break. So now I'm going to tackle the front windshield, which has a whole set of different problems. The rear window had like old seal, but at least it is a factory window, factory seal. Everything went back the way it was. The back of the car is pristine. You know, no rust repairs, nothing like that. So everything fit really well. The front is the opposite of that. This is a aftermarket window. It's a safety light window. It's like $100, and I think it was on sale for like $169 or something. So inexpensive glass. It is going with an aftermarket seal, like I mentioned, from URO. Most people recommend the factory one. And I'm also putting it in a car that had been wrecked. So this right front corner had been wrecked. I did do some straightening to the windshield frame. I trial fit the window a long time ago when I was in the metalwork phase and pushing and pulling. So I think it's square and good. We're gonna have to overcome all of those challenges starting right now. This is the window with the seal just sitting on there at the moment. It does have a pretty heavy tinted top to it. Not super crazy about that. It's kind of a blue tint, and I think the window's a green tint. But it's new, and the seal looks really good. I think the quality is pretty nice. I mean, it feels nice and soft. Here's the exterior side of the windshield, and as I said before, I don't have the chrome trim that goes around the perimeter like I did in the back. So because there's so many variables with this glass and the car and the seal and the trim, I'm going to be doing it in steps. I mean, that's my approach as an engineer. We always break things up into steps. I'm going to install it without the trim and make sure that the glass fits in the hole and the seal is workable. And then at some point I will get the trim, whether it's new or used, and put it back in. So it's gonna be a little extra work, but that's of no surprise. And I've always done tons of work on my car. So don't be shocked, this is gonna go in 2 times. The nice thing about putting it in today is I'm able to go for a drive. So a long time ago, Mark sent me these blue things, and I didn't even know what they are. I'm still not quite sure how they work, but Mark, if you're watching this, let me know if I do this right. I think the idea behind these is you're able to support the window in the car without the rubber, and just look at the perimeter and see if there's any interference or any sort of problems with the fit of the window to the car. So like I said, this clamp is just taking the weight of the glass and supporting it here on the flange. Doing the same thing down here, and you can screw it down to push it out a little bit more. Like for instance, this one could come out just a little bit more. So I can adjust the position of the glass using these guys. See, it's pulling the glass out. I'm trying to get the gap here even all the way around. So it's basically like a finger's width everywhere you look. This is where the glass is about even with the flange. All along the bottom, it looks really nice. Same finger width across. And then right here, once again, the glass looks a little bit tight right here where the number plate is. Same as it was on the other side. Really changes the look of the car having glass in it. I'm just gonna put some marks on the car right where the windshield, I think, fits the best. This isn't the direct center, but I'm just putting a mark here. Can you grab it? And then we're gonna walk right over the front. You got it?
Yep. Just slide it in.
Yeah, so see this? This is the thing that goes right there, the big channel.
Oh yeah.
Slide that on. Okay, any sharp edges that I can feel, like right here, there's like some spot welds and you can feel sharp corners. I'm gonna tape those. And this tape is just gonna simulate headliner or vinyl or whatever is usually right there. Okay, let's do it. Let's go get the window and put it on. Okay, just set it down in there. You're gonna be pushing with your hands, open hands. Yeah. Push. You can push fairly hard. Push right here.
Like that?
Yep. Hang on. Yep. Let go. Push. Let go. Push. Okay, that's good. Okay, push. Let go. Push. Let go. Push. Okay, push here on the corner. Look up. Push. Look up. Push. Look up. Push. Okay, now you're pushing where your right hand is. Go, just travel down.
Here?
Yep. Let go. Push. Let go. Push. Okay, that's good.
It's poking out right here a little bit.
Yep. I'm just gonna keep putting those spacers in until it
Am I good
stays.
to go back inside?
Yeah, you're good, thank you. There's fingerprints everywhere, but the seal looks really good. I got no tears. Everything fit pretty nice. And like I said, there's no trim, so I'm just using a little bit of these spacers to keep this lip from going down inside the car. This side of the car doesn't even really need the spacers. I'll put a few in there anyways, because this, I'll show you what tends to happen. This is what tends to happen. If there's no spacer in there, this will get tucked inside. Yeah, really happy with the installation here. You can see the window did pretty much go right where I thought it would in terms of alignment. The view from inside the car is also pretty nice. I mean, the rubber fits really well. There's no bubbles or wrinkles. Fits up against the dash really nice. Blends in really well with the roof line. That's another huge relief to get this front windshield in. I'm not so worried about the side glass. I have the side glass. We'll get that done on a different day. But all the elements coming together and the glass going in is really, for me, kind of icing on the cake. Like I said, this is not stock glass. It's not a stock windshield seal. Special thanks to Safety Light, who makes this windshield for our cars, and also URO. I thought the seal actually went in probably a little easier than the rear. The rear was difficult because the access wasn't so great. Let's go for a ride. It's the first gas station stop. There's the ocean. right over there is where some of the parts were formed for this car. Right there in the sand, using it as a sandbag. Small waves today, at least right here.